analysis for today, the 6th of October 2020. I'm going to start off today by getting straight into the economic calendar. Interesting day today. We are at 9:27 a.m. in Singapore at the moment, and we will have the Australian cash rate, RBA statement, and annual budget release all coming out during the day today. A little bit later than normal, I would have thought, 11:30 a.m. Singapore. That's going to be around 1:30, 2:30 Australia. It does surprise me that it's a little bit later than normal, I would have thought, but we'll watch this with interest. Plenty of talk about a combined Reserve Bank government approach to the stimulus in Australia, with interest rates potentially being cut down to close to zero. They're pretty close now at 0.25%, but cut even further, with a series of tax cuts for stimulus, and the Reserve Bank and the government working together, see if they can stimulate the Australian economy. Should be interesting to watch the Australian dollar. A lot of this stuff will be priced in already. We will have a bit of a look at it in a minute and see where it's up to. Fed Chairman Powell is speaking later on. ECB President Lagarde is speaking. Never quite sure how it gets to be orange news. She's a reasonably important person. More holidays in China during the week as we work through towards more central bankers speaking later in the week. Now, from a chart point of view, let me make sure I share that properly. We spoke yesterday about Bitcoin and these higher lows and lower highs, and that it was likely to pop up and start and head towards the this level here, the top end of this triangle, and make some decision around this level. We'll continue to monitor as it moves up towards that level and see what happens. Nasdaq 100, again, yesterday we talked about the fact that it had put in a higher high, and they were expecting it to put in a higher low, and that this support may produce that and may see a move towards a further higher high. We'll continue to watch that and unfold during the day. Obviously, the US stuff's going to give us a little bit more action a bit later in the day completely. Look, plenty of options here on S&P. We talked yesterday about the possibility of coming up and testing this level and seeing whether we might spend some time ranging in this level. It's pretty volatile with the Trump situation in the US. So Donald going back to work today should provide another boost for the stock exchange, providing all goes well. But for now, I'll sit with the suggestion that it may well overall spend a little bit of time in this range before it goes anywhere too serious. Gold. We talked yesterday about it being stuck between weekly pivot and monthly pivot. It does at least appear to have closed above and got to the top of this triangle here. Now it's tested it perfectly and started to come back down. And at this stage, I'll suggest it's going to pop back into this range and go sideways. Gold does love to range or move. What you're always looking for on gold is which one it's doing. Is it heading into another range, or is it heading into another move? Right now, for mine, I think it'll spend a little time between perhaps the top of the triangle and the 100-day moving average down here, and a break above the triangle or a break below the 100-day moving average would give me direction. And I'm starting to get a lot more interested in trying to trade gold again. It's been a little bit quiet on gold while it has run away. Dollar yen, again, we talked yesterday about the importance of this area here, and that if it got below here, we would be and closed below here on a decent time frame, we'd be looking for a move down. But if it came back into the range, we'd be looking for a move to the top of the range, and that appears to be what's going on right now. There is a little bit of previous support and resistance in this area here, so it may hold up here a little bit, but I'd still expect it to pop up to the top and have a look at the top of this range. Now, oil, you guys know we picked this up last week. We said that it would go from the top of the range to the bottom of the range. It's done that perfectly, and yesterday we said that again was a key level, that if it got a close below on a 4-hourly chart, we were probably headed down to 34.74. And if it went inside the range, we'd probably headed back to the top of the range. And look, I'm going to suggest perhaps just below the top of the range on this one for the move up. But I'm expecting a move up to around perhaps $40.90, $41, somewhere in that area there. Euro US dollar, very similar story here. We had this range, we had it pop out. We were looking yesterday to see whether it would give us a close below the range and move back down. It hasn't done that. It's popped back into the range. Again, these things are all correlated. See how here, bottom of that bar, there is some resistance right where we are. It'll be interesting to see whether at this point it makes a decision to run to the top, or whether it makes a decision to pop back down and retest the bottom of this range. We're going to have to be open to both, and perhaps keep an eye on 4-hour chart for clarification on that. What I will do right now is I'll just bring up the Aussie dollar. We did talk about that a little bit in the news. And you can see, these really small daily bars, and they're just, really getting smaller and smaller and smaller. We've seen this move up on the anticipation of the intervention by the central bank. Now we're in this wait and see mode, and really We haven't had a close outside this bar for 3 days. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we might have it today, and the market is looking to push up in anticipation of this news. But this is pretty big news. If the Australian government and the central bank do provide a coordinated approach towards Aussie monetary policy, I'd expect to see a pretty big move in one direction or the other. In fact, even if they don't, now the expectation has been set, I'd expect we'll see a reasonably big move. It's perhaps a time for retail traders just to sit out and let it go in a direction, and then we'll follow along in that direction. Very easy to get caught in widened spreads and all the issues that can come along with news coming out at these times. I do hope that you've enjoyed the show. I'll be back tomorrow to have another run through the markets. We'll see you guys then.